So Donald Trump and his MAGA movement that has taken over the Republican Party is now at war with Ron DeSantis after Ron DeSantis stated that he would veto a bill that's working its way through the Florida legislature that would provide up to $5 million or perhaps even more in legal fees to Donald Trump from taxpayer money. As a reminder, we reported here on the MeidasTouch network about a bill introduced by Florida State Senator Ileana Garcia. It was SB 11740. It would create the Florida Freedom Fighters Fund and provide millions of dollars, perhaps even tens of millions of dollars, to fund Donald Trump's criminal defense legal team and pay Donald Trump's other legal bills. That's right. You would expect someone who claims to be a billionaire who has already grifted about $80 million in legal fees from his political action committee now needs Florida taxpayers to give him millions of dollars and help him play his legal fees and perhaps additional funding later on. And a lot of people who were outraged about this, like, you're going to be spending Floridian taxpayer dollars to help Trump pay his own legal fees, his legal defense costs. But then, somewhat surprisingly, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, fresh off his failed bid for the presidency, weighed in and responding to a report from Politico entitled, "Some Florida Republicans Want Taxpayers to Pay Trump's Legal Bills," DeSantis posted the following, quote, "But not the Florida Republican who wields the veto pen." It's odd that Ron DeSantis finally grew some semblance of a backbone after he left the campaign trail, and notably using the language of "this Florida Republican is not going to do that." And it's also notable that DeSantis weighed in at all on this. The next session in the Florida State House doesn't start for about 5 weeks, and the fate of this bill to pay Trump's legal bills remains unknown. Nevertheless, Ron DeSantis felt it was important to go out of his way to take this public stance, and you see it right there. So then Trump supporters felt betrayed by this. They felt betrayed by Ron DeSantis's remarks, revealing yet another major rift in the Republican Party between the Trump and DeSantis factions. I've been talking about this a lot on the MeidasTouch network, on the MeidasTouch podcast, that I think the DeSantis voters' eyes were opened now to this weird, deranged cult behavior of Trump and his supporters and the propaganda media that enables it. You had Laura Loomer, a far-right activist who Donald Trump has praised before. She works with the Trump campaign. She was in Iowa, seemingly going around wherever Ron DeSantis was. And then Laura Loomer wrote, "Unity isn't possible with @Team DeSantis. Look how disgusting he is. It's not us, it's them, throwing a tantrum like a child. Hashtag Trump 2024. Hashtag never DeSantis." Then you had Kingsley Wilson of the right-wing think tank Center for Renewing America responded to Ron DeSantis and said, "So much for unity." As though what, Ron DeSantis is obligated to support a bill to use Florida taxpayer dollars to fund Donald Trump's legal defense? I mean, the concept that it's not showing unity to the MAGA cult by not paying Trump's legal bills with taxpayer dollars. I mean, it just goes to show you how just utterly North Korea propaganda this MAGA movement is. It makes North Korea propaganda jealous. Cat food has been the same forever, and it's time for cat food to move into the 21st century. That's why you've got to try Smalls. Are you still feeding your cat kibble? Make it your New Year's resolution to have your cat eating healthier food with Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered delivered right to your door. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. A few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats around the world. Smalls has helped my cat ensure they're getting the right amount of protein, plus they're genuinely excited for mealtime. Plus, I feel better knowing I'm feeding my cat real food, not burnt kibble. At this point, you might be wondering, why can't I just feed my cat kibble? Believe it or not, your cute kitty descended from ferocious desert cats who hunted live prey for food, and your cat isn't any different. They still need fresh protein-packed meals to be at their best. Other cat food brands know this, but they choose to put their wallets first. They fill their food with mysterious meat byproducts, artificial flavoring, and preservatives with names I don't even want to try to pronounce. If that sounds gross, imagine having to try to eat it every day. After making the switch to Smalls, 90% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. That's a big deal. The team at Smalls is so confident your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. It's 2024. Are you still feeding your cat kibble? Head to smalls.com/Meidas and use promo code Meidas at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code Meidas for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code Meidas for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Go to Smalls, SMALLS.com/Meidas now. Here's what Jack Posobiec, or whatever his name is, says. He calls DeSantis little boy. He goes, little boy got told he isn't going to be vice president either. Got dog walked all the way back to Tallahassee. Good. He can stay there. That's what far-right propagandist Jack Posobiec wrote. The language gets dog walked back to Tallahassee. These people who talks like this. You had Julie Kelly, who describes herself, this is how she refers to herself, as a January 6th conspiracy theorist and insurrection denier, was particularly angry with the Florida governor. Quote, "Oh, look, Governor, the governor with the most J6 defendants, including Trump, has thoughts," she responded, adding, "Just wait until the Department of Justice investigates Ron DeSantis' super PAC, Martha's Vineyard stunt, and other made-up offenses. He'll be the first asking for state support." That's what Julie Kelly, the self-described J6 conspiracy theorist, says. DeSantis supporters push back, quote, "My God, is she using leftist talking points to go after DeSantis?" asked a DeSantis supporting parody account on X named Burt Macklin in response to Kelly's statements. Here's another one. DeSantis doesn't think taxpayers should pay a billionaire's legal bills. In response, these people are practically hoping that Biden's Department of Justice goes after DeSantis. Julie Kelly has truly exposed herself as a bitter, self-important grifter who still feels slighted because DeSantis didn't answer a phone call. She's really no different than Lauren Loomer now, who hates DeSantis over a personal grievance. Emotions remain raw, of course, after the bitter primary fight between Donald Trump and DeSantis. And the anger between the two groups is still palpable, with no signs of it fading away anytime soon. DeSantis supporters who once supported Trump, I think, are finally facing the reality that the cult behavior of Trump followers needs to be confronted head-on. And now that they're seeing what we've been trying to say, that this is a weird cult and this MAGA thing is not conservative and it is dangerous and strange, and I think they're seeing it now, and they don't like what they see. And by the way, here's what Donald Trump had to say when it came to some, Nikki Haley supporters or other Republicans who say that they're mainstream Republicans, who say they're not going to support Donald Trump. Trump says, I don't want their support. I don't need their support. Here, play this clip.
How do you bring these Nikki Haley voters, some of whom voted for you in 2020 but say they don't want to now?
Oh, they'll all vote for me.
How do you bring them back into the tent?
They can all vote for me again. They can all vote for me again, everybody. And I'm not sure we need too many.
Here's Donald Trump saying that 95% of the Republican Party is now MAGA. Play the clip.
MAGA is not 48. MAGA is like 95% of the party.
And here's Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that if you're not with Donald Trump, they want you to be eradicated. It's not the language that they use. I mean, Jack Posobiec, whatever his name is, dog walking back to Tallahassee. Marjorie Taylor Greene, eradicated is what she says. Here, play this clip.
This is a referendum on the Republican Party, and that's something I'll be saying in my speech tonight. This is a true change for the Republican Party. It says that not only do we support President Trump, we support his policies. And any Republican that isn't willing to adapt these policies, we are completely eradicating from the party.
Here's an account, Peter Henline at Swiss Watch Guy. I've been seeing this account a lot lately. I don't know. It comes up on my, I think, algorithm on Twitter or X or whatever you call it. You know, and he's been posting some things that I'm like, yeah, I agree with some of the things that he's saying, where I never thought there may be some agreements. I just think they're starting to see MAGA for what it is, you know, and this is what Peter wrote. He wrote, the entire past year, MAGA influencers like Laura Loomer have been telling us that they will only vote for Trump. She said she wanted the GOP to fail. She said she wanted the party to collapse. They are going to get what they wanted. These are the voices that were elevated and honored. Loomer was the influencer Trump shared the most. Conservative media protected and promoted her. It was all out in the open. So please don't act shocked when normal people refuse to vote for this cult. And here is Donald Trump praising Laura Loomer on the campaign. Play this clip.
Hey everybody, we're here at Bedminster. I'm with the greatest president ever, President Donald Trump, who is killing it right now. There's a new poll out, right? You're crushing it. You're up over 50 points. And it's a beautiful day here. Beautiful club. It's my first time here at Bedminster.
Well, it's great to have you, and you've been really very special. You work hard, and you are a very opinionated lady. I have to tell you that, and in my opinion, I like that.
Well, I appreciate that.
all of your support, and you've been terrific, and everybody appreciates you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to sit with you today. It's a pleasure. You're the best. I love you.
And here are certain posts that Peter pointed out that Laura Loomer would send. She would say things like, I'm not loyal to the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. I want them both to fail. I care about restoring America, and the only person who's going to do that is Donald Trump. I said millions of Republicans won't vote Trump if Trump is not the nominee, if he's removed from the ballot, and that's true. I am an only Trump voter. I refuse to legitimize election interference, voting for the choices of the regime. Laura Loomer goes in response to somebody saying, this infighting is going to kill the Republican Party this election cycle. Laura Loomer responds, nobody cares. We only care about Trump. Too bad the Republican Party doesn't understand that. But I think lots of people in the Republican Party who consider themselves Republicans go, you know what? Maybe we should stop calling MAGA Republican now. And as you saw, Donald Trump isn't calling the Republican Party Republican. He's saying that it's MAGA. We'll keep you posted on this civil war that's brewing. And it's not just between DeSantis voters and Trump. It's Nikki Haley voters and Trump. And frankly, it's amongst actual conservatives and independents and mainstream Republicans in Trump who look at this MAGA thing and go, wait, is he praising Kim Jong-un? Is he praising Viktor Orban and Vladimir Putin? Is he saying he wants to be a dictator? Is he praising the January 6th insurrectionists? What? That's why it's important that we just get the data out, that we just get the facts out. Because when people see the facts, I think people will look at Donald Trump, no matter where you are, unless you're a MAGA person, and go, this is just disgusting, weird stuff. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Let's get to 2 million this week.
Thanks so much for watching. We're only a few subscribers short of 2 million subs. Please subscribe right now to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel for free and help us grow this unapologetically pro-democracy network.